Hello, this is Alex Productions, and today we have the first review of LEGO Toy Story Week. And today I thought we'd start with the first set officially in the range, which is set 70766, Woody and RC. And joining me for this first LEGO Toy Story review, we have Lego Master.
Hello guys, Lego Master here.
This set seems to be based on a flashback scene, which we've seen in quite a lot of the trailers, and a clip that was released back in February about Toy Story 4, where Woody and Peep and the rest of the gang are trying to save RC, who's been left out in the rain, back when they were living with Andy. This flashback scene seems to be explaining what happened to Peep and possibly what's happened to RC, but I don't know since the movie's not out yet at the time of making this video. So yeah, let's get on with the review. First we're going to have a look at Woody. Woody's probably actually my favourite of the LEGO Toy Story new minifigures. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion, and you're going to all hate me in the comments for this, so I'm getting ready for that, but I think this is better than the 2010 one. The reason is, it just looks more like a LEGO minifigure, and I would still say it still looks like Woody to me. I could look at this and go, yeah, that's Woody. Yeah, maybe the face doesn't look completely like him, but I'd say it's fairly accurate for Woody. It's got all the stuff you need from Woody. He's got his cowboy boots, he's got his badge, and he's got his cowboy outfit, and he's got his pull string, and he's got his hat. Like, I don't see what the whole big fuss is about. I can understand and respect why they're moulded heads. People prefer moulded heads and the long legs because it does look a bit more like Woody. But as a Lego set, and the minifigure, I just think this looks so much better because it fits in with scale with everything so much more, and you can use this as a regular minifigure and use it outside of the Toy Story setting. So yeah, I'm kind of biased towards them since I don't own any of the 2010 sets, so maybe if I did I might prefer that one better. But yeah, I'd just prefer this one, to be honest. With minifigures, of course, like the Alien and Ducky, it makes sense, and Bunny, it makes sense to why they have moulded heads, because if they had a minifigure head, that would look ugly, really. But with Woody and, like, Jessie, especially, it's really alright to have the minifigure heads. So yeah, I've got nothing wrong with that. So, like I said, Woody has got two faces, two face prints. He's got this sort of like smile here, like a kind of small smile. Then on the back he's sort of got a laughing sort of smile, like a really happy smile. And he's got a really good hair and hat combo. And he's got some jewel moulding on his legs. And yeah, I have to say this is this is definitely my favourite out of the minifigures for this range, because I just think it looks a lot like the character and represents what it is, and it looks like a minifigure. So yeah, Woody's accessory in this set is a little remote control which is for RC, and yeah, it's quite a very simple build, and I'm glad they included it because in the 2010 one I believe they didn't use a remote control, so this is good. So yeah, and I'd say it fits into scale with Woody. It's a little too big, but that doesn't really matter since it fits in scale with RC size. And just a nice inclusion to this set, and there's like a little wheel thing which you can pretend to steer for RC, and you can give it to Woody. So yeah. Also in this set there's 3 cones. This is probably the most forgettable part of the set. They're just so forgettable, and like you can get cones in so many other sets. Yeah, I think they were just added just to put up the piece count in this set to make it worth the £9 or $10 if you're in America price. So yeah, I just feel like these are added in last minute just to get the piece count up to about 70. So yeah, quite forgettable, but I'm kind of glad they included them. I don't really have many of these traffic cones, and I like the pieces and used in them, so not really bad. Also in this set you get 4 nano figures, or micro figures, or whatever you call them, as the army men, which you see in the first 3 Toy Story movies, I believe. And yeah, I just feel I'm so glad they included them like this, since I don't get the people. It's kind of odd with with the 2010 sets, they were minifigure scale, like Woody here, and nobody cared really about that and thought it was alright, when in reality the army men were so tiny, they were so small, they're like that big in real life, and just to have them like nearly the same height as Woody was just stupid, to be honest. And a nano figure just looks so much better, because it's also got that little circular bit that it's on, which kind of looks like the pads things they're on, and I'm just so glad they included this in the 2019 range. And you were supposed to get 3 in the set, but they include an extra one because reasons, and I'm glad they did, because then you get 4 in this set. Yeah, I just think they're so good, and if you put them next to Woody, they look like the size they were in the movie, because the army men were about this small in the movie, and it just, if you want to remake or some stop motion scenes from the first Toy Story in particular, these look so much in scale and works especially really well. Also included are these little like wooden blocks which you see in the first movies. I think it's in the first movies. So yeah, you get 2 in yellow and 2 in red and 1 in blue and green. I kind of wish they put some printing on the sides, because in the movie they have like letters and stuff, and these are a bit bland. But they're really good, and I'm glad they kind of included them, since they're more toys that you can use in a Toy Story setting or like display. And yeah, I'm kind of glad they included it, since it bulks out the set a bit, and yeah, it just gives a bit more character to it and more toys that you've seen in the Toy Story movies. And last but not least, here we have RC, the main build-up set. I'm going to be honest, and I really like this RC build. It's much more in minifigure scale with Woody, and I feel the 2010 one, even though I don't own it, is much too big in scale with the minifigures, and it's very detailed, and it looks like RC, probably more than this one, to be honest. But as a Lego build, this one just is so much better, and it just fits in so much better with all the minifigures and stuff, and fits in with like a Toy Story setting. Like, if you put Woody on here, like in the original film where you see him on it, on RC trying to hold on to Slinky, you remember that classic scene? So if you put him here, that's what he was like in the movie. That fits up quite well with scale-wise. If you put him on the 2010 one, RC is way too big. But then also with this one, it is much more simplified for to fit in with the juniors range. So if you want an RC that fits better with the new minifigures, and it's just a bit more in scale with with the minifigures and all the other stuff you get in the set, then I'd recommend picking this one up. If you want a really detailed one for display and don't care if it doesn't fit in with the minifigures, then go and buy the 2010 one and spend loads of money on it on eBay. Right, back to the set. This on RC there are 3 printed pieces, or 4 if you include the 2 eyes. Then you've got this one, then you've got this one here, then you've got the antenna so you can for the signal, so you can drive RC. It uses a classic juniors base here, and the wheels, just if you can you just put it on like so, like that. This is a very simple build. It took me about 5 minutes really to build RC. As you can see, it's got the 2 eyes, and it's in the blue colour like RC's eyes are. And yeah, I just think this RC build is just really nice. I just really like it a lot. And it also fits in with the minifigures. And yeah, I've used this one quite a lot in my stop motion stuff, which you'll see later on in Toy Story Week, and I just think it fits in really well. It's maybe a bit too small, might be too small, but I say it's more in scale than the 2010 one. Here is the instructions. It's a very small one, as you can see. It's barely got any pages, and yeah, as you can see, it's very simple. It's only, I think it's around 20 pages long, and it says all the stuff that features in the set. There are no ads for any other sets in this instruction booklet, which is a shame, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Here we have the box. I think I'm literally one of the only people who actually really like how they've done the box. I think they are really good. As you can see, Here you've got the 4+ label on it, so people know it's one of the junior sets. And you've got a picture of the set on here, and you've got a promo picture of Woody there. On the top of the box there's a 1:1 scale picture of Woody and how he would in the set. On the back it shows what's included in the set, so you see the 3 army men, and you see Woody, and you see all the cones and stuff that appear in the set. Now it's also showing how simple the build of RC is, so kids will wanna get the set, and it'll be easy for them to make. So yeah. Overall, I'd totally really recommend this set to really any LEGO fan, since it's got so much stuff in it that you can use outside of really a Toy Story setting. Just the cones, the remote control would be quite useful, and the nano figures are also nice as well. And yeah, if you're a Toy Story fan, you must get this set. If you're going to get any of the Toy Story 4 sets, I totally recommend this one. It's only around £9, which it doesn't cost that much. You get the main character, and then you get the small army men, then you got a nice other character of RC. And yeah, it's just, this set is so, probably out of all the Toy Story set, this is the only one to me which is well priced. All the other ones are way overpriced. This one is just right, and I'd totally recommend you go and buy it. And if you were to ask me, is this the best Toy Story 4 set? Yes, I think it is the best Toy Story 4 set. Now, that might be quite an unpopular opinion, because I know the RV Vacation one is quite popular, but to be honest, this one just ticks most of the boxes for me. If I were to improve on this set, I would probably take out the cones, since they're a little bit irrelevant to the Toy Story setting, and they're just put in there just to bulk out the thing. One thing I would love if they did in the set is to include like a different character or something. Like it maybe include a Slinky instead of the cones, but then I know that they'd have to get the license for Slinky off whoever owns Slinky, and making a Lego Slinky would be probably very challenging and quite hard, and would cost quite a bit of money to make a new mould for him. So I can understand why they haven't included him in the set. So yeah. Now I'll hand you over to Lego Master.
Lego Master here. So let's get in and look at the set. Starting off with RC. First impressions, well, I really like this. I think they did a great job with this, even for a junior's model. And I prefer this to the original, simply on the grounds that it fits in with the minifigure scale now. Looks pretty good. So we got the nice red tires. He's built around the standard junior's car base. He's got these 2 nice printed pieces with like that ripple or water droplet. I don't exactly know what you want to call it exactly, but you know, call it what you will. His face looks pretty good with those printed eyes. I don't know what's up with Lego lately and doing white colors on dark plastic, because these eyes, the white looks a little transparent. Although compared to something like, say, Buzz's face, it's not nearly as bad, and I can more than tolerate that. Obviously, you can see Woody in there. I mean, and I'm really happy with this. I think this looks really nice. So let's move on to everything else. So also included in the set, we get these 3 traffic cones. And these are focus. These are really simple. They're just 2 pieces each. But, I mean, they're a fun little thing. And, I mean, it just gives more volume to the set. And then this is the second main attraction to the set, almost, I would say, even though it's kind of not. So then we get these 6 simulated wooden blocks, 2 yellow, there's 2 red, a blue, and a green. And then this is awesome. These are the nano figs. They look like Lego minifigures, just they're absolutely tiny, and I don't know if my camera will focus. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. These are nano figs, and these are the Green Army Men, and this is an awesome thing. Even though they're not printed, I really like these. I think it's a great inclusion, and even though only 3 officially is included, the 1 spare part you get in the set, a 4th one of the Army Men. So personally, I think that's pretty dang awesome. I'm really happy with that. So without further ado, let's go on and look at Woody, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So, looking in at Woody, I really, really like the new minifigures. I'm going to go out on a very controversial wing and say that. I prefer them to the old ones, so far as the human-esque toy characters are. you know, Wood, Buzz, Bo Peep, etc. Of course, I'm still very happy that, like, the animal cast characters, like the aliens, there's the rabbit and the chick guy from Toy Story 4. I can't remember their names, but I'm really happy that those guys retain the molded heads, and I'm quite fine with seeing the humanoid characters get the standard Lego minifigure heads. That doesn't bother me. So, of course, looking at Woody, he's got nice dual molded legs. This torso printing is fantastic, and if we can focus in on that, we may or may not be able to. Okay. There we go, that's good. I mean, it all looks really good. Here's his back printing. That looks pretty good. Obviously, you can see the dual molded legs. And this hat and hair combo looks pretty excellent, in my opinion. It's well molded. We got the darker brown strap on Woody's hat. The hair looks pretty nice. And of course, if we just give this turn around, this is Woody's alternate face, which looks really good. I, overall, am extremely happy with these new minifigures, and I can't wait to collect more. So some parting thoughts about this set. First thing, I like it, and especially at its $9.99 price point, or I believe it's £8. I'm not sure. Alex will he can edit that on, and he'll cut this out, and he'll have it at the beginning. But anyways, for its price, I think it's great for 70 pieces. Especially, it is actually 70 pieces because we do get the one spare army man. It's really good. I really like the new minifigures. I meant to say RC is quite solid. He's a solid build. He looks good. And really, there's not much more I can say about it. Yes. Okay. Thank you for watching, and bye.
Thank you all for watching day 2 of LEGO Toy Story Week. Stay tuned for tomorrow where a new LEGO set will be reviewed. Alex Productions signing out.